The telephone marked a significant leap in bridging the gap of space and time. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many in the United States embraced its proliferation, envisioning it as a tool to dismantle class barriers and democratize society. Some believed it would alleviate loneliness, particularly in rural areas, by fostering social connections. Sound familiar? Meanwhile, the usual pessimists expressed concerns, reminiscent of modern-day anxieties about the Internet, fearing the telephone would disrupt domestic tranquility by incessantly interrupting home life. Imagine their reaction if they had to transition directly to a smartphone without any intermediary steps. Privacy concerns also surfaced due to the potential for nosy operators eavesdropping on conversations. Critics argued that hurried phone conversations could be socially harmful since they lacked the deliberation and reflection afforded by written correspondence. The telephone also threatened traditional customs, such as impromptu visits to friends, and raised questions about its impact on courtship and the potential for inappropriate interactions. Sound familiar? In 1912, sociologist Charles Horton Cooley noted that technologies like the telephone were reshaping social dynamics in ways that eerily echo today's social media platforms like Facebook. Despite initial fears, these concerns eventually faded as society adapted. The telephone, in reality, strengthened local connections rather than weakening them. Most calls occurred between people within a 5-mile radius, enhancing rather than replacing social interactions. As H. N. Casson, a noted telephone advocate, famously stated in 1911, the telephone complements social interactions rather than supplanting them. But can these insights be applied to the Internet, or are we deceiving ourselves? Not at all. Numerous studies highlight that while the Internet has its drawbacks, its overall impact on human connections is largely positive. For instance, in the late 1990s, sociologists Keith Hampton and Barry Wellman explored a Toronto suburb they dubbed Netville, revealing the Internet's role in fostering community ties. In the concluding part of this series on the Victorian Internet, I'll delve deeper into the story of Netville. For more insights, see The Victorian Internet by Tom Standage and Connected by Nicholas A. Christakis and James H. Fowler.